Warning! This podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the SC on TV podcast for Once Upon a Time Rewind, Season 1, Episode 10 and 11, Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, or 7:15 a.m. and Fruit of the Poisonous Tree. I'm your host, Dom. With me is Nikki. Over there is Jake. And down there is Rachel.
I think my camera's frozen. Okay.
Yeah, no, she's just talking with their teeth.
I'm a ventriloquist.
Yeah. Perfect. So, how's it going?
All good.
Good.
Something working in my house.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a party over there. Why wasn't I invited?
No, I wasn't invited either.
It's a murder party.
Oh. So, we are back from a minor hiatus. Oh, Rachel's camera's gone. We are back from a minor hiatus, but...
She's doing so well.
Yes, but we're back with, okay, so I told you guys when we first started off that I was gonna let you know when I originally kind of started dropping off this show, and it was right around this point. If it was not episode 11, it may have been 12, or very close to it, but
Why is that?
for me, all I wanted to know what was in the mine. That's all I cared about at this stage when I was watching the show, when the mine was like this big reveal, like Regina's keeping something, it's secret, it's in the mine. And now here we are like 5 episodes later and the mine has never been mentioned again. I was so aggravated with this show that I just like gave up and I walked away. And one of my friends was like, no, you gotta keep watching, it gets really good. And then I watched like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, and then like the Little Red Riding Hood episode came, which is coming up. I know it's coming up shortly. Yes. That's when I was just hooked, and I couldn't stop watching the show. So we're getting to that point where it originally dropped me off. But I must ask, are we at the point where you hate Emma yet?
No, actually, she's still pretty badass, and she's really standing up to Regina still. Oh, that's the prop. Okay.
That's the prop.
Well, maybe I'll start hating her even earlier now. No, she's still doing really well in the show.
She still has good hair.
I was when I first watched it, I was kind of in the same boat where it was around this part where I started dropping off. Mm-hmm. Because, especially, like, the 7:15 a.m. episode, it just seemed to really drag on, and I didn't care about Snow and Charming. I really didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I did, but, hey, that's just... Snow White was one of my favorite movies as a kid, so I was like...
To me, Snow and Charming are 2 of the weakest characters on the show in terms of energy that they give off. Like... Yeah, they're the whole true love story, and it's kind of based around it, but, like, I don't get excited to see them. Like, I do other characters, like the Mad Hatter, or, they're just always there, whatever. And you could say the same thing about Rumple, but Rumple is not in your face all the time. He shows up as needed, and Snow and Charming are just everywhere you turn.
Well, it sounds so bad that their characters only have so much range because they're supposed to be the good guys, they're supposed to be the goody-goody, and they can't really deviate from that too much without breaking that little bubble.
Right.
Which is sad.
I just want to say really quick before we say anything else, I forgot to mention, if you guys have not caught up through all the way up to the end of finale for Season 5, we're probably going to spoil stuff for the future. So if you have not watched all of Once Upon a Time up to the point of airing, like I said, the Season 5 finale, turn back now. But, Jake, you were about to say they did that with Snow later.
Mm-hmm.
Later down the line, Snow did deviate from the good and pure soul that we know her now. And I hate this. I hate when people do this. And to some extent, it is true. But I hate when people group Snow and Charming together. I know they're a couple.
They share the same heart.
They do share the same heart, but I hate when people say Snow and Charming because, well, I make the argument that Charming is a better character than Snow is.
I
Snow's the one
100%
who
agree.
makes all the stupid decisions, and she always brings in Charming whenever she's talking about the stupid decision that she made. She said, Charming, we did this thing. Charming, we need to apologize. No, bitch, you need to apologize. Charming didn't do any of that.
No, I completely agree with you. It's just like, it's when the episodes make it about Snow and Charming, where it is them. Like 7:15 a.m. It's those episodes that completely draw me away from the show. I just become very uninterested because we've seen it once. I don't want to see it again. I know it's there.
Yeah. I mean, like, and then we had the title card of this episode was Red Riding Hood, right? And Red was a very minor part of this episode, you know? It was just like, oh, her and Snow are friends connection. That's really all her connection was to this episode.
She was a super support character for
Yeah.
Snow.
So, I don't like the title card. I know the title card is reused. It's been reused 2 more times since then, but it's just like... I could think of a million things that would have been a better title card, like a bunch of birds flying or something,
like
you know?
the birds,
Yeah.
the pigeons, and that would have made a better card for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or Snow standing in a forest catching a bird on her finger, you know, like anything like that would have been a better title card than Red Riding Hood, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. They've expanded on all the other characters, you know, to be not like the originals, you know, but they've done little with those 2 characters, which is really
Charming they did a lot with the whole twin and the twist and not being the son, you know, and like
well, yeah,
the shepherd, you know,
there's
that's
still
there's a
he's
lot.
still the goody, and
Yeah.
even though, you know, it's like they've like gone that route a little bit. They pulled and then they went back, you know, like a rubber band, pulling a rubber band, and then it snapped back. And it's like, don't stop, just keep going.
It's really hard to keep them to go in a different direction when they have to be grounded because they do have a child.
Yeah,
They have that responsibility, and, you know...
Well, yeah, but
They
don't
never
need to
watched
be
that
like,
child.
I know.
That's true.
I think Belle watches that child more than they did.
No,
Or Granny.
Blue does.
Yeah.
Blue, Granny, Belle, they all have they should all be just, you know, community parents.
Yep.
But, you know,
Share a backyard.
even with that, they need to break that goody mold. They really do. I mean, we all know Snow has the potential to do that,
Oh, yeah.
but she doesn't.
Yep. But in this episode, we had a lot around the mystery of August, you know, and like, you know, who is he and all this, and it was just...
I miss him. He's such a sarcastic ass. I love it.
Yeah.
I forgot he was like that, so it was a breath of fresh air.
I mean, and we have the scene with him and Emma at the diner, and, you know, during the storm, and the Emma drink, you know, Emma drink at some point, you know, reveal the typewriter, he's a writer kind of thing, you know, so we got...
That was so disappointing.
Yeah.
First time I watched it. I'm like, what's in the box? Typewriter.
What's in the box?
Well, it's always disappointing when the mystery is revealed because it's no longer a mystery. That's the way it is. It's always been. You
Well,
know?
I
I
was
always-
expecting something.
But
Well,
that
see,
wasn't a typewriter.
I figured it was a typewriter by the way the box was, because my grandma had a typewriter that was in a box like that,
Mhm.
and so I
you have to
knew.
open it. You open the large top.
I just thought,
Yeah.
I knew what it was when I first saw it on the back of his bike. I'm like, oh, he has a typewriter. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I don't know how many other people, you know, knew that.
I just love the way
So it
he was
wasn't a surprise to me.
describing. I just love the way he was describing the mystery of I'm gonna carry this box and the mystery is gonna go stronger.
That is so creepy.
I know, but I loved it because it's so true. You know, it's 100% true. Is that would eat Emma alive.
He's such a sarcastic ass. I loved it, and I miss him, and I wish they wouldn't have turned him back into a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still got a bunch of time with him left, you know, now. So we
Forgot how hot he was down there.
we got
We need some more
time.
hot men back on the show. I mean, we already got some, but you know.
Got Hook.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I care.
Yeah, well, we'll get Hook. What, season 2? I think Hook.
Two.
Yeah, Hook. Yeah. So next summer when we cover season 2, We'll get to recap on that. But during the storm, we had Snow. She previously found an injured dove that was really actually a homing pigeon, but they wanted to call it a dove, so we'll just call it a dove. And it clearly was a homing pigeon. I'm just throwing that out there.
Doves and pigeons are very similar.
They're the same. Yeah, they're like the same thing.
No.
There's very little difference, if any at all.
No.
They have a little bit of a different beak, and of course their coloring's different, their eyes are different, but they're pretty much pigeons.
It's a bird.
It's a bird.
So a velociraptor and a sparrow are the same thing because they're both birds.
Well, I mean, that's what they're trying to argue.
Well,
and
you know,
T-Rexes
T-Rexes and chickens are related, so, you know.
There you go. But anyway, the storm, so she goes to release it, finds the flock, you know, and all that, and then they stumble upon this cabin in the woods, her and David, and I'm just like...
cabin in the woods!
Yeah. I'm like, did we ever find out whose cabin this was?
Rumple's, no?
Is it Rumple's cabin?
I don't know. I don't think they've never really... The only person I could think of who was in this would be like either Granny's actual house or maybe even Red's fuckwagon. Who knows?
Whoa! Wow.
I don't know. It didn't seem very wolfy to me, so...
Hmm.
No, I just assumed it was Rumple's because we've seen this cabin before.
Because he owns everything.
Yeah.
In later episodes, he brings like his hostages there, and it's where he was hiding when Cruella and Ursula came to town.
Gotcha.
I just assumed it was his.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's unofficially Rumple's cabin. Got it.
Or maybe he bought it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He acquired it somehow.
And then
Requires everything.
And then Catherine is allegedly pregnant. Like, what the hell was she carrying around these if her and David weren't even trying? Like, was this a whole thing just to piss off Mary Margaret?
I bet you. Well, she was with
Regina.
So maybe Regina was like, oh, maybe you should get. She knew Mary Margaret.
Just in case.
Just in case. Here, let's put this in. And she knew. She has her fingers and everything, just like.
I mean, it is
does.
possible, like, instead of just saying, like, whispering, maybe you should get some, she probably, just put them in there, and then they got dropped when Mary Margaret walked into.
No, because they had a conversation about it. Like, Mary.
Well, Catherine was fully aware that she had that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, people get embarrassed when that kind of stuff falls out of their cart, so it's just.
Yeah, but just finding a random pregnancy test.
Yeah, no, I just think
Put that there.
I think Regina went like, oh, you should totally, put this in and see if you are. I know you're only a couple days late, but here, I'm being a friend, and let's.
But wouldn't Catherine know that David's not sleeping with her?
Well,
maybe they had one.
David
one
confirmed,
night.
and he goes, "No, we haven't even tried."
They haven't
Well,
tried.
They haven't
That doesn't
tried.
mean-
It doesn't mean they haven't slept together. When you're trying, you don't use birth control, you don't use condoms, you don't use anything. When you're just having sex, you use all that stuff. It's still, when you're not, that means you're not trying.
Maybe she forgot
Maybe she
Or maybe she's not exactly the smartest person and thinks being late means she's pregnant without anything happening. I mean, they have been living in the Enchanted Forest of their lives. It's not exactly like they have the right memories. It's not like Regina could know this stuff prior to the curse.
Well, David did say, my memories, I have memories of feelings for her. He has memories of feelings, but he has real feelings for
For Snow.
Mary Margaret. So that's different. So it's like since he was in coma during when the curse, that he doesn't have that full on memory wipe almost.
Yeah, it didn't affect him the same way as everyone else, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, he has memories of having feelings for Catherine, but he feels the real feelings for Mary Margaret, which must be so fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then we find out that David and Snow are both been going to Granny's Diner at 7:15, which is 1 hour before flight 8:15, but yeah.
More numbers.
For Lost, yeah, more numbers. But yeah, they're specifically going just to see each other. I mean, that's their whole reason for going. David's
people
going
are
to see
stupid.
Snow, and Snow's going to see David. Like, they don't know that they're going there for those reasons, but they just keep going, like, you know.
Oh no, they're well aware.
They're aware. No, but
Of
Snow
themselves
doesn't know
going.
that David's going
Exactly,
because
yes.
she's there, and David doesn't know that Snow's going because he's there.
Mm-hmm.
He just thinks that she goes at this time, and she thinks that he goes at this time, just out of habitual, you know,
Yeah.
purpose.
No, just randomly goes to the diner to read,
Right.
or just nothing.
Yeah.
Well, she was reading what, the Mysterious
10
Island?
minutes.
Mysterious Island by Jules Verne, yeah. Which, another Lost reference. Mysterious Island. Lost is a mysterious island. So,
All
yeah.
connected.
It's all connected, all connected. Which, so on top of that, we had Mary Margaret have snag the Apollo bar in there. That was another Lost, the candy.
The one
And-
lost reference I did notice.
Yes, there you go. And the meteorologist who was talking about the storm was Damon Lindelof, one of the creators of Lost. So I thought that was kind of cool that they snuck him in there. As for the Enchanted Forest happenings, we getting closer to Charming and Catherine's wedding. Wedding's closing in. The king is worried. He realizes that Charming's not in love because his heart belongs to someone else, and he's got a fool.
Oh, he doesn't give two shits.
He just wants the wedding to go through.
He just wants Midas's money or
Mhm.
Midas's gold touch.
That's exactly. He wants to reunite the kingdoms. He wants to, or not reunite. He wants to unite the kingdoms. So
Because Midas can print money with his hand.
pretty
I
much.
wish he would slap that hand upside the king and print. Here you go.
I would just cut his hand off and just keep it.
If it doesn't work,
I think that doesn't work after that. It's kind of like Rapunzel's,
Rapunzel's
hair
hair.
entangled. Once it's cut off, it doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, hair doesn't grow after you cut it, so I would assume that would not work. But
He hasn't seen Tangled, so he
Oh.
doesn't get the
Hasn't?
reference.
when they cut off Rapunzel's hair, it's not magic anymore.
so it shrinks.
It doesn't shrink; it just stays whatever length. You...
It is.
It goes.
Yeah.
It reverts back to her natural hair color because
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh,
it's a
whatever.
big ordeal. You need to watch it.
What? Well, not until Rapunzel comes to Once Upon a Time. Then I'll have. I don't have what?
She did like one
She
episode.
was.
Oh, yeah.
A completely wasted role of a character.
Oh my
Well,
god, I
that-
was so angry.
That's
I
what I
loved
mean.
her casting.
Until Rapunzel comes as a meaningful character to this show, I don't have any reason to watch it. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the computer animated Disney. Like, I prefer traditional.
Specifically with that film, it looks kind of weird.
Yeah. So
Frozen, they fixed it, but that one was.
The hair's physics was just all over the place.
It was there.
yeah.
Had a mind of its own.
It did.
See, and we have David writing the letter to Snow, which gets her to come up, gets her locked up in jail. And this is, I'm so upset that Clio's not here, because this is the stealthy episode that she does not remember.
Yeah.
She's been talking this whole time of, I don't remember Stealthy. Even seeing him in the underworld, I don't remember him.
I remember Stealthy.
For the whole
You didn't
5
stealth
minutes
pass.
he was online,
Okay.
on screen.
Yeah. I gotta pour one out. Pour one out for Stealthy.
You don't have any.
It's empty, whatever. But yeah.
It's so raw.
So stealthy, you forgot he was there, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Stealthy wasn't very stealthy, because if he was stealthy, he would still be alive.
Come on, run!
He was
That's
out-
not very stealthy,
No,
dude.
He was working with Grumpy and Snow. He couldn't he's stealthy on his own. You saw him. He was in there. He got in.
But
He
when
was
you're with Snow, you can't keep anything discreet.
no,
Well,
She revealed another secret again this episode,
I know,
Which
but
was?
you know what?
which was she when she was with David in the cabin. She says, "No, I can't do this. Catherine's pregnant."
Yeah.
But you know what? But
No,
Snow wanted to go the safe route, not through the courtyard, and Grumpy and Stealthy were like, "Let's go through the courtyard." Yeah, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
It's like trying to leave a party or something. Oh, let's go right through the middle of the people.
But
sometimes that works.
now the dwarves are 7.
Oh.
the way I remember they used to be.
I want them to reboot Snow White and put Stealthy.
That'd be so awesome.
No, because it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which means
Snow White
there could have been any number of dwarves before Snow White, but as long as there's 7 at the point of Snow White, we're good.
This is true.
So.
Oh, and Disney's out. They're making a movie. It's not a Seven Dwarfs movie specifically. It's more about. They're gonna make a movie about Snow White and her sister.
Oh yeah.
Snow White and Rose Red. And
Rose
I
Red,
hate
yeah.
and it's gonna be about Rose Red going to save Snow White. And I hate this idea because it's basically Frozen with Snow White. And I hate that Disney is doing this new thing where it's like, okay, it worked in Frozen, so let's just put it in every other single movie. They put it in Maleficent too. It's just
I like the little
try new things.
I like telling stories from a different perspective.
That's what I loved about Maleficent so much. It was a totally, and as much people are like, well, that doesn't fit. Well, it kind of does because you're only looking you're looking at it from one perspective.
Right.
And then if you look at it from a different, it still adds up. It's just a different look on it.
And I loved the reason why I love that movie is specifically Maleficent's character and why she is the way she is. Not too crazy about who they made the real villain, but just their relationship, her and King Stefan, was, I think, really compelling.
Right.
And that's why I love season 4 so much of this show, because we got more Maleficent and we got to see a new Maleficent.
Yeah.
Maleficent has always had a heart, and that's why she turned that way pretty much, just because she kept getting her heart broken, so she shielded off and everything. Became this. But you could see it when she met her daughter, how she was like taking her under her wing.
I didn't miss those.
But yeah, so I know I remember saying, "Oh, give me a week to teach you." It's like, it's been over a week. Where are you guys?
Yes.
They're gone.
And then the other episode that we had is episode 11, Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, which was, before I stopped watching, was one of my favorite episodes. So up to this point, I actually want to say episode 11 is my favorite from 1 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just love the whole genie story, Genie of Agrabah. But the whole genie now is raising so many questions, with Wonderland, because I can't help but Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, that started when season 3 was out and all that. And, we start off with King Leopold, and he finds the lamp, and he rubs it, and he right off the bat uses his first wish to free the genie.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, where Will Scarlet freed the genie, and Will ended up becoming the genie in his place because the lamp always needs a genie.
Mm-hmm.
But Leopold does it and doesn't become the genie. So I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Every lamp has its own rules.
Yes.
It has its own limitations.
That's just assumption. We don't know for sure.
It was said.
Well, it could be a different type
I swear
of
he said
genie.
it. That's why I swear he said every lamp has its own rules.
It was said in Wonderland. I mean, I didn't pay attention to Wonderland that much, but I do remember that being said.
Let's see.
Well, because I was thinking that the 3 in Wonderland were the 3 brothers, and they were cursed, and there was that is where I was kind of going with that is, that may work differently than this one because they were a curse instead of the lamp being created, whatever. But we don't know
how. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know
how he became a genie.
Yeah, he became.
He might have been born a genie because those 3 they weren't a genie before, they were cursed.
Right.
So maybe the curse came with those rules.
Yeah, that's kind of my assumption. That's how I'm letting it go in my head. But this is still one of the biggest flaws in this show that irritates me. Is they just do things and they don't give explanations. And I know at some point they can go back and do it, but it seems like it's long gone at this point. That
Wonderland is not coming back. I've accepted Wonderland's fate, and I'm so upset.
Right. So.
R.I.P. Wonderland.
I'm hoping we can see some ties back to Wonderland with the new story arc that they're coming with.
we were hoping with, them bringing Bill Scarlet, but then they didn't do very much with him, and then they fucking just let him go, and it's like,
What
there's so
happened?
much.
Why are you here?
Where's
Anastasia?
Right? I mean, they hinted at that so much. I mean, him with the book in the library with her, Paige, and it's like,
Does
oh
she
my!
hate you now? Do you
I know
still like her? What?
we were all biting at
Are you
the
two separated?
bit for it. We're like, everyone's just waiting, and
Did she make it out
then
of
nothing.
what?
There may be hope for season whatever we're on 5, 6. With the untold stories and everything, because they're gonna go back. I mean, we just got news today that they're bringing Morpheus, the Greek god of dreams, and they also said that Morpheus is gonna have a very big tie to Cinderella, and Cinderella will be back. So
They're asking for this,
and they're also gonna explore. They're gonna explore Cinderella and Snow's friendship. So there's a lot of stuff that they're gonna go back now with all these things that we're like, what? Well, I don't what. So we're gonna go back and get a lot of this stuff now.
Well, and also I know the guy who played Will Scott. He's been doing some other things. So, and also I think it depends on how their relationship got left off. Yeah. Was he fired, or did he quit, or they just said, okay, we can't fit you in right now, there's just too much shit going on, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, they could explain him off in the show because he's a thief. He goes in and out. He could take in portals. He could have done whatever he did. Whatever he's looking for Anastasia. Hopefully at some point we'll get some information. But as Sally says in chat, that sounds like lazy writing to me. And
we don't know what happened back behind the scenes. Something could have happened, like
what happened with Robin Hood? I mean,
anything. Like the higher ups could have said, you know what, we don't like this, and since it's our money, you're going to do what we say, kind of thing. So
it could have just been, we don't have room. Right now we have a lot of these stories going on, and
exactly.
We have a point we have to hit, and we fit you in where we could. This is the best we could do right now. And
you did.
You could stick with it, or you could go do something. They could leave the contract open because they're not really sticklers for that kind of stuff.
No, and a lot of people are like, well, he was fired. Robin Hood was fired. So you know what? No. It didn't sound like that to me, because I don't think they would burn that bridge. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No.
I don't think they would burn any of these bridges of possible characters coming back. I mean, look what they did with Ruby. You know what I mean? She went off. We didn't know what happened to her. She was on another series and everything, and then all of a sudden she came back. And so I don't think, and from what I've seen and heard from other people, everyone thoroughly enjoys working on this set. Like, it's totally like a family vibe and fun.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they would burn those bridges.
Yeah, I don't think they will either. I want to learn a lot more about Sydney and how he became the genie. Because that whole thing's fascinating. Because he's like, I granted 1,001 wishes. Clearly reference to 1,001 nights and all that. But he got the King Leopold's second wish was to give the genie the third wish, and as this episode goes on and Sydney ends up killing the king, he goes, see what I meant about the wish? They all come with a price.
Magic also comes with a price.
So if he didn't
they did establish that in Wonderland, that all wishes come with consequences.
Right. If he didn't use his wish to free the genie, Sydney never would have killed him. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have fell in love with Regina. He wouldn't have killed him. Regina, in the meantime, is playing both sides. She's like, I want him dead. You're in love with me. I'm gonna just pick these Agrabah vipers over here, so I can link them back to you, and she'll wash her hands of the whole thing, and nobody will suspect her.
This is kind of, I think, where the tipping point for Regina was, because even when she was telling Sydney, or telling him, I don't love you, I was just, you could tell in her eyes that it was not the full truth.
Right.
So I think this was a tipping point for her. She was on that teetering, either she was going to stay back and be good, be that, dutiful wife kind of thing, or she was going to go over to the evil queen. And since, the king was like, oh, my daughter's the fairest in the land, doting on his daughter. it pissed her off enough
Well, I also think technically in the timeline, this is probably just a little bit after the Tinkerbell, Robin Hood, lion tattoo, thing too.
Probably.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, this sounds right.
We can tell whenever.
Or it
Regina
might
has
have been
magic,
just, or it might be just before, because I don't remember the king being alive when they did that.
That's true.
Well,
I
no,
think
because
he
she was
was.
still young. She was still with Cora.
Yeah, no, she wasn't. She was in the castle.
If I remember correctly, she was talking to Tinkerbell about her marriage. So I think we can assume that the king was still alive.
I don't know.
Hmm.
So once
And
we
she
get
wasn't
to that,
dressed, and she wasn't dressing all queenly like how she is now. She
Right.
was still pretty much still young teenage Regina when
No,
Tinkerbell visited her.
we'll get to that episode.
Eventually we'll get to that point where
We'll
we
get
can
to
talk
that
again.
episode.
Well,
We'll
no,
have to
because
make
we're
a
not going to
note.
get back to episode 3 or season 3. We already did season 3.
You covered it already.
Yeah, so we're not going to get back to that point.
We could go back to that episode.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
I'll watch it
Leave
again.
comments below.
Yeah. Somebody out there will figure it out.
Yeah.
Jacob's going to
I
go
think-
back and watch right after this. He'll figure
I
it out.
will
Watch.
totally do that.
I know. I don't have the
I think
time
this-
to, otherwise I would.
I want to talk about this king for a minute.
Okay.
I still
Okay.
have fairy tales to watch, so
All right, so what about Mr. Leopold?
So, Mr. Leopold, you're stupid. So, you're at this it's his birthday, right? So he's talking about his daughter. He says that she's the most important thing in my life, fairest of them all. Your wife is right there, dude. You are married. She's sitting right there. Do you not see her? She's sitting across from you. She's staring at you. You know, looking. She's about to cry, and she storms off. And then he reads and I don't understand how he doesn't see that she is miserable. Regina is miserable.
well,
And-
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
don't
just
I understand that, Snow is important to him because that is your child. I understand how it feels to have a child and that be the thing that just takes over your life and that is the one thing that matters to you. I know what that feels like. But to word it that way and then bring his ex-wife, like his deceased wife, into the picture, like into the speech like that, and like it just, you could just see it tore Regina down.
Yeah, I don't think his intention was to
No.
make her feel like shit, and it's more because he's got to address the people, and the people remember the other queen, so it's something that has to be addressed, and it's Snow's mother. He's not going to just, like, ignore the fact that her mother ever existed.
no, but he doesn't need to gush like he
No.
was doing. I mean, there's a time I know. She was young when her mom died. I get it. We get it, and now she's an adult, and it's obviously a fairly at least 10 years. I mean, give or take a couple of years, since her mom died, and to keep bringing it up over and over again in front of your wife now is just like,
Yeah,
here,
but see, the
here,
thing
let me
is, I
get-
don't think it's on a day-to-day basis. I think it's just, it happened to be Snow's his birthday. It's a ceremony.
he doesn't.
He's got to
He
address
doesn't-
it.
The way he was talking to the genie and saying, like, he even admitted that, Regina
He
can
knows.
see that he doesn't love her like he used to love Snow's mother.
yeah, he knows. And I think the way that they got married, probably he puts that blame on Regina when it shouldn't be there, because I think he kind of got, Cora was just like, here.
The reason why he initially
You
wanted to
know?
marry Regina was because she saved Snow.
Yes.
Yes.
It was never
And
out of
that-
love. It was just, you saved my daughter, I can't thank you, and the only way I can thank you is to let you stay
Well,
with me.
He's like, I can't, and then Cora put that mind, well, she needs a mother. She needs someone to look after her, blah, 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 and I think it's a little bit of a regret kind of thing, a resentment thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it really shouldn't be towards Regina. It should have been towards Cora more, but he is just, I don't
And
think,
Cora knew his first wife.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it was that long since from when she died to when he married again.
No, it wasn't.
So he might not have. Probably didn't go through the grieving process.
Yeah.
And and I don't know. Guys are kind of strange. I don't know. Maybe he thought that Regina's trying to take her place, kind of thing. and resented that fact. And so, and he knew she wasn't happy. But if you know she's not happy, wouldn't you do everything in your power to at least try to make it bearable to where you were happy?
She said she can't leave. Well, if you see that Regina's not happy, she's clearly not happy here in the castle. Can't you just let her leave? I mean, I know Snow needs a mother. We need a queen, but she's clearly.
I don't think they talked. I don't think they talked.
No.
I don't think the king and Regina talked. I think if Regina said to him, "I am not happy here. I want to leave," I think he would have been like.
The whole thing is Regina wants to be the one and only ruler. Like, that's why she can't leave. It's not for love or this or that. She didn't want to leave because she wants power. She wants to be the queen.
Yeah.
Right?
Only because her mom put that in her head.
Yeah,
like I said, this was the tipping. This episode was the tipping point for her. It was that she could either go either or, and she just went full on. I'm going to be a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
so she didn't.
And what are you doing reading your wife's diary?
Yeah.
I know, right? Seriously.
In that kind of situation, like medieval, women didn't have privacy. They weren't allowed to do a lot. It was
This is Regina we're talking about.
It is Regina, but I mean, she said she wasn't allowed to go anywhere. She probably did feel like she was in prison, and
I have a theory about that. I think she wrote that stuff in her book, knowing that
she left. She probably left.
She 100% did.
Oh, definitely.
But still, don't read your wife's diary.
Yeah.
No, but like, I mean,
no, because why wouldn't you include his name? Right, if this is your personal diary, it's something you want to remember, down the road, why wouldn't you include the name? The reason why you wouldn't want to include the name is because when it gets read, he's going to get executed, and she's not going to be able to use him to the extent that she wants to use him. That's why the name was excluded.
I know when I had a diary, I never wrote names at all, because I could go back and read my old diaries and know exactly who I'm talking about. I don't want people reading my diary and knowing who I'm talking about. So, I mean, that's just like a rule of diary writing.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've never written a diary. Maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll just start writing diaries then.
Or you can just vlog.
Yeah, I'll public vlog everything.
On the internet.
I'm gonna start cell phone vlogging. That's what I'll do. Make a whole.
If you don't remember it, someone else will.
Make a whole YouTube channel and just vlog everything that I do.
Why not? People do it.
People do that.
I know they do.
I watch them.
I think
It's called Big Brother.
Everything was set up everything I think was set up to make this whole marriage fail.
100%. Just like this whole setup back in Storybrooke, between.
Oh, nice segue.
Yeah, Regina, and it was until you pointed it out. And then, with the $50,000 town budget, is missing, and, this whole setup with all this stuff. And, it's like, Sydney, Regina's done all this terrible stuff. Down, boo, boo, hiss, No. And it's not because I just watched it, I've previously watched it, but I knew at the time when I watched this for the first time, I was like, he's still fucking working for Regina. Stop your bullshit, Emma.
Oh, yeah. But there's one thing I noticed in this episode that I didn't notice the first time around. I think he knows who he is.
I thought that too. I don't think he does though, but it was this episode where the way he was just talking.
She wasn't always bad.
She asked him, he says, I thought she was a different person than the back. So I thought he knew.
Yeah,
I think that's just the false memories. The same way David has memories of feelings of and all these other people. I think it's just the false memories that are placed in.
I don't know, because even though, he was never. If he was always a genie, then he was never really a human. So and he was in the mirror. So how would that affect in the curse?
Because it would put him back to genie form, but since genies don't have, he's not actually a human. He's still a genie, just without magic. So.
Yeah, so we don't know. I know. I have a feeling that he knows. He knows who they are, and he's not going to say anything because he wants still Regina's.
Regina wouldn't let him say anything.
No.
Hey, he wants Regina's good loving.
See, I feel like if he knew, him and Regina would have private conversations about the curse, you know?
I mean, freaking Rumpel knows, and they're not going
And
to have it.
at one point they do, but that's not till later on.
Well, maybe she doesn't know that he knows, and he's not, knowing how
Right.
she is. He's not
As
going to
of right
say.
now, Regina does not know that Rumpel knows.
Right.
Yeah.
It is revealed
So-
later that Rumpel has known all along.
Yep.
So I don't know. I just get the feeling that Sydney knows, and he's just playing along, and not because he doesn't want to ruffle any feathers or Virginia, because he knows what she can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, and then Rumpel sells the land. That's what the $50,000 was, and to build a playground and all this, built from Henry's storybook, which is really her castle. But, that was a really shitty playground. I'm just throwing that out there.
Looked dangerous.
It
All
did.
pointy.
She was worried about his playground, collapsing and all this stuff. No, this one.
And then she makes a pointy one.
Yeah, out of steel and sharp edges and.
As compared to the other one, it's shitty, but it's wood and it's not very sharp wood. And then this one's
I played on metal equipment when I was a kid.
No, it's not good.
I had those they're like metal box at the Jungle Gym.
Yeah.
I hung
the spider web thingy?
there. No, it was like square boxes on top of each other, and there was metal hung from the top. And my hand fell right down. I had a bruise this big on my shin.
Oh, I've done that too. We had one at my school playground. It was in the shape of a helicopter, and I was hanging off one of the blades, and that's a good 10 feet. I mean, when I was little, it felt like it was way higher than, it had to be 7 feet off the ground. And someone decided that they wanted to walk on the blades, and I just fell, and my face went straight into the gravel, so I looked like a mutant, and I had gravel sticking out of my forehead and everything.
Yep.
So
I mean, nowadays you don't do metal. They don't do metal, and it's like.
Right. I grew up in an urban setting, right, where we didn't have playgrounds and stuff. It was just I was living like a city almost, like a small city, and when I moved to where we lived afterwards, which is a nice town setting and all that. We had a nice, wooden playground, except for one area was a nice metal pole. It was like the fire pole that you swing down. So me never have been on a playground before, and I was just like, oh, it's the fire pole that everybody swings down. I jumped at that thing, wailed my balls into it, and just slid down. It was like, oh! I just started crying, it was the worst. I didn't know how to use it. I just watched everybody do it on TV.
You want to be one of the Ghostbusters?
Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing good about this whole play structure, it's in the shade, so
That's true. It's
it'd be in metal and in the shade, then you're not going to get
Oh man.
metal slides. If you have never been on a metal slide,
Ow.
when it's warm, you have not had a childhood.
Yeah.
Because that was the worst.
Wearing shorts going down a metal slide in the dead heat of summer.
And you don't realize how hot it is till you get up there, and then there's people behind you. You're like, I can't go back that way.
You do what you do what I did in that situation, and I squatted. I squatted. My shoes went on the metal part, and I just went like I was surfing down the slide. That's how you go down.
My shoes had extra grippy. I just kind of leaned back on my butt and put my feet down and kind of slid down.
Yeah.
Even then, your ass still got hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
at least you thought about that. It's in the shade.
Right.
But it's out in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere. Who's gonna sit there keeping out there to play? Here, go play in the woods. We don't care.
There's no wolves. Don't worry.
Yeah, there is a wolf to worry about.
There's one, but she's stuck in human form for a little while.
No, there's another one. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Huntsman's.
But he's into BDSM with Graham.
I was gonna say Graham's out there. Graham's wolf's up there. But yeah, it's like, really, this is safer.
See, Graham just got cursed again. This is how my brain works. Graham just got cursed again. He's stuck in his own cursed world, and he thinks he's someone named Christian Grey.
That's punishment. Oh.
Yeah. He just got stuck in another curse.
Don't know.
So, as far
Maybe a curse
as
on us too.
as far as this episode went for the lost references, there was a box from the Hall of Records. Was in aisle 8, section 4, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42, numbers again. Regina's arranged her secret meeting in the woods to take place on Access Road 23, another one of the numbers, and when Emma crashed into the sign when the brakes were cut, the roads were numbered 4 and 23. So, like I said, anytime numbers are mentioned on the show, 99% of the time they're the lost numbers.
I can't wait until next season where none of them have to do with Lost.
No, it goes all the way up until season 5.
No. I can't wait. And then you're going to be sitting there so grumpy and pissed off at it.
That's not the case.
I'm not watching the show anymore.
No, because I can already tell you right now, when Rumpel wears the scarf next season so he can leave the town, the flight that they get on is Ajira Airways, which is a second flight that was from Lost. There's Lost references all the way through. It doesn't stop at season 1.
I wasn't saying season 1. I say like the next season. The next one we're going to watch the new season.
Oh, season 6?
Yes.
No, there'll be more.
No. Can't wait till they just screw it all up for you.
There'll be more. But this whole time, August is revealed to have Henry's book that Henry went nuts looking for. And as we know, coming up, August actually adds pages to the book for Pinocchio, and I think actually is the pages added for Frankenstein as well, or was that actually there the whole time?
I don't remember them being there.
Yeah. No, there were definitely pages about Frankenstein in the book. I think that actually, I don't know.
Don't look at me.
He's not from there.
I'm looking in general. That's the direction I look off, and you just happen to be there now.
I'm there too.
Yeah, hi. I'm actually looking at Jake, so.
Yeah, Jake has the answers.
Jake.
Yes.
No, the other way,
Wait,
Jake. I'm over here. Hi. Now you're looking at Rachel.
Hi.
I'll look at the logo.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
I was gonna say we need some more.
We need to do the Brady Bunch intro.
Yeah, we just gotta get everybody.
That should be the ASOTV title card.
Yeah, somebody else could edit it. It'll be great.
No, just like the title card on our on the YouTube.
ASOTV.
Just the picture.
Like I said, that's fine. Somebody else could edit it though. So.
It'd be a new intro for us.
Yeah.
A channel intro.
We're all like doing the Brady Bunch.
Yep. So. But yeah. So next episode, the next two we'll be dealing with is episodes 12 and 13, Skin Deep, which is about basically Beauty and the Beast. This is Belle and Rumpel.
Okay,
together.
This is another good episode.
Yeah, it's another actually really, really good episode.
Back when they knew how to write Belle.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the second episode is it's called What Happened to Frederick, and this is when this is basically how Charming gets out of the wedding with Abigail. If you remember when Frederick was turned to stone, it was Abigail's first love. Was accidentally turned to not stone, but turned to gold statue by Midas, and they go on the mission to free him. With the what is it? The lake.
Lady of the Lake or something like that. I can't remember.
Lake. What's the name? The Nostros. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that one. So. Both.
I actually forgot about this episode. I forgot it existed.
Yeah, they're both really good
I
episodes.
actually like it because I'm always going. I know Catherine left to go to college or something like that in Boston or some shit. She wanted to go do that. But what happened?
What happened to Frederick?
Exactly.
That's the name of the episode. What happened to Frederick?
So where is
we haven't seen him in Storybrooke at all.
No.
I think we may have.
I don't remember ever seeing him.
I don't know.
I don't think we ever have.
I'm gonna try to look real quick.
Because I think after that episode, we never see Catherine again.
Yeah.
No, because
which is a shame. I see
Catherine in Storybrooke, don't we?
We do.
No, I think
that episode we don't.
Well, because she wanted to leave to go to college, and she tried to leave, but she couldn't leave. And so what happened was they pretended that she got killed, but in fact, Regina took her down to her Dungeon.
Jim is in here. Enchanted for he's portrayed by Garrison Holt and is the enchanted forest counterpart of Jim. So Jim is his name in
Who's Jim?
Storybrooke, and Frederick is the enchanted forest counterpart. Jim, also known as the Gym Teacher. And his only appearance is going to be this episode. So.
Okay.
So we do see him.
We do see him in episode 13. We do not see him again after that.
Yeah, but and then that's how Catherine becomes weird. And then like after she comes out and says that she's not, that Snow didn't kill her, and that whole thing. I don't know what happened to her after that.
Yeah.
Maybe after the curse broke, she did leave.
Maybe she did. Maybe she wanted to go to college in Boston.
Maybe.
It's a shame. I actually do like that character, and it was this episode. I kind of like her and David together. I mean, I know it's not real.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's too needy.
No, I kind of like them. They act like a real couple that's having problems, and I can relate to Catherine. I have been Catherine. I am Catherine right now in a relationship. So I can relate. Yeah. Catherine, I can relate.
Everybody's got their ups and downs with relationships. It's how you pull through.
Everyone has been a Catherine at one time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you don't think, if you think you've never been a Catherine, you've been a Catherine.
I've pretty much just been a Regina the whole time. No.
Nobody disagrees because we can all see it.
Maybe I've been more like a Rumple. I don't know.
That would be okay too.
But yeah, so I'd like to see those two. I mean, like I said, we don't see him after this next episode, so.
Yeah. Well, episode 13, but yeah, our next grouping of episodes. So, I think that about wraps it up. You guys have anything else before we transition out of here?
Well, you know how we were talking about
little higher.
About,
Perfect. There you go.
Some hot guys, and basically there's only Hook left. But now we have Hyde going into season 6.
He looks deformed.
Well, he's supposed to be, but I mean, if you take a look, you look at the actor and all his his shots and everything. It's just like, okay.
No, the actor is hot. I give you that.
Yeah, so
the actor is hot.
We cannot.
But,
Well, he did play a vampire. Aren't all vampires supposed to be hot?
No.
No.
They're all cold-blooded.
I mean, at one point, vampires used to be menacing villain characters, and now they're sex symbols, and
they sparkle.
The missing link is clearly Count Chocula. Some could even say that.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
Some could even say that maybe he sweetened the deal.
I'm so done.
My God, he's been waiting so long to say that.
Yeah,
he really has.
Brian Gabriel, Gabriel. Great, Gabriel. I'm sorry, Brian. I've been butchering your name the last couple times. Griebel? I don't know. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. Brian in chat says Henry mentions that Frankenstein is not in the book. So,
okay.
Yeah.
He might be one of the lost stories.
He very well may be one of the lost
stories.
Like you
said, because it's a very steampunkish kind of land.
It was, and we know. We also know that Rumple had his hands involved in Hyde's business as well as Frankenstein's. So
there's that, and we did see the mountain of storybooks before season 5 ended. There's the one that Henry has is not the only one. There's
another thing to add to the map.
Yeah,
I don't know where
you're gonna have a whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes.
Oh my God! Will someone stop him?
Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me on the Twitters. Tweet at me throughout the week, throughout the life, at ToNowhereland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
He has a song. You have a song. Jake has a rhyme. I can't do shit with my name.
Me
Nikki's
neither.
blown away. This is the second time I've heard it, and my mouth is still
And I
collectively
made it up
open.
the first time. I made it up on the spot, and now.
Nikki, we need to get together and write our own.
Totally.
Rachel, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Savannah17, right around in here,
Yeah.
tweeting about my cats and Pokemon Go.
Excellent. Nikki, sing us your song right now. Go.
You
I
can
like
find me
that
on
song.
Twitter at
I put that song a
LadyVenom24.
lot.
LadyVenom24.
It's very simple and to the point.
Yep. Just spewing venom. You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Till next time. See you guys later.
Do 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 do.
Oh, yeah, because Cleo's not here. Somebody had to do it.
Aha.
Follow us on all spaces available. That includes MySpace, Cough Space, Blank Space, Parking Space, Space Opera, and Space Bar.
I like the space bar. They have some good drinks.